Okay, if you go to USDB and you go to programs, Utah Schools for the Deaf, and scroll down on the right-hand side, you will see statewide outreach services for the deaf. This includes everybody. We've included every county for this map. So if people are searching for deaf services in a different county and they kind of stumble upon our webpage, this is something they might find. And if you go to any of these areas and you click on it, it brings up the person that's serving in that area. Hey, Albie. Let's go to the next one. We're just going to go through these and we're going to make sure they're all right. If you don't have a picture here, or you'd like a picture here, and your information, we have bios you can put in. If you don't have that and you'd like it, please let us know. Harry Hicks is there. Let's see, Ogden. What do we have in Ogden? Okay, we're getting a lot of the same. What about Park City? That's Lori Potter. Lori. Let's go to, oh, we have Provo. Let's do Provo. Let's go to Salt Lake. Is Salt Lake a district? There's Jill. Dang. If you want to update your pictures, you have to send them to me because I don't know where they are. Salt Lake City's Carrie. Anybody? Let's go over here. If we go to more.
A write-up, Adam, of like the background information, because I noticed my picture was up there, but there's no.
Yeah, I stole that because I didn't get your write-up, and I stole it from Facebook.
I was like, this is.
I've tried to help you guys. Like I've done a lot, but I.
So are we sending that to you?
Yeah, send it to me and I'll get it in here. Let's go to Davis. Let's see who we have in Davis. All right. We have Ame. They just sent me their pictures. These are recent, so they actually have a picture. Ame and Julie and Amy, you guys can send me bios and I can add those in too. Souza, oh, I got your picture. I just need bios. If you want to add bios, you're gonna have to. But I don't have anything from Carrie or Marcia. Let's go back to the home. Let's do this by map. Let's see if it works. Okay, who do we have that's not in Granite? Let's go to Granite. Who do we have in Granite? Dawn Pentico. Oh, she's the only one I have in Granite. So Mark and Janelle, if you're listening to this, I need your pictures and your stuff here, okay? So let's go to another one. Let's see.
Go to Weaver.
Let's go to Weaver. Yeah, who's in Weaver?
Just me.
Oh, Shelly Burke. I need a picture. I have done.
I don't want it. I'm not giving you a picture.
I'll get one of those robot
And
pictures.
do not take one. Yeah. Put an icon there.
Let's go to this one. Let's see.
Put that an emoji.
Wait. What district are you guys?
Jordan.
Jordan. Let's see what we have in Jordan. Let's make sure. Because my people, I can actually call HR and they'll give me pictures. So let's see what. Yeah. Oh,
You
Kim
can just snap
Russell.
one right now,
Yeah, Kim
like
Russell.
HR did to all of
So
us.
let's get you guys added. Send me a picture and your contact info that you, like the email you want people to email you at, or the phone number you want them to call you at. Hopefully this works. I mean, you know, it's out there. We try to give it to people, but who knows?
It works. Someone found me that way in the Cache District.
Cool. Let's go. What do we have in Iron? That's ours. Oh, there's Lynn. Lynn. And let's go to St. George. Who do we have in St. George? All right, Rachel Perry, Janet Bartholomew. We don't have. Yeah, you guys are good. Janet, we don't have your bio.
Can you look at mine again? Because I'm not sure.
Yeah, let's go to, which is that, Provo?
Yeah.
But you're in there.
On the map, because,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, that's not my number anymore. That's my old cell phone that they took away.
Oh,
I'm with you, Jill. I think mine's the same thing. It does not even have the right number.
okay, so
Yeah.
oh, hi. Thanks for joining us, you guys.
So how do I change that to
Amy,
like?
huh? Send me your new phone number. So if you guys want to check this out and then send me new contact, new bio, new picture, all that stuff, we can change it up. So because Davis just came in, we're gonna go back to them.
USDB.org.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll show you again how to get here. So we'll go to Davis County.
Oh, no, you went to Utah School for the Deaf for programs.
So we have Ame and Amy and Julie. We just need the other two.
Julie couldn't make it.
Okay. Will you two introduce yourselves for us? Because everybody introduced yesterday.
I'll go first.
Okay.
My name is Amy Owen. I am from Davis School District. I introduced myself online.
That's all right. You're here in person. It's so good.
Support.
And I'm Amy Antonini from Davis School District too.
Great. We're so happy to have you both here.
And we were both online yesterday, but feels good to be here.
A lot of us are online today that were here yesterday. So maybe actually not. We're still here. Anyway, either way, we're glad to have you join us. So Carrie and I got Marcia. Marcia. We don't have pictures for it, but that's okay. If you want to keep your anonymity, you're good. Okay, so how do we get to this resource? And I'll show you some other resources. You go to USDB.org, okay? And a lot of people kind of stray here and they'll contact our school, and our school is kind of being trained to push them to the outreach or to the directors or something. So if you go to programs, this lists the deaf and blind programs, and if you click on schools for the deaf and then scroll down, these are all the deaf programs are on the right. So if you want to contact JMS, John Masur School for the Deaf, or KBS in Ogden, or this school here is Elizabeth DeLong, Listening and Spoken Language in Salt Lake City. They have this cool link for LSL video tips where they do little vignettes on how to auditory training videos. We have the Southern Utah School for the Deaf. That's the school we just set up in St. George. And then we have Statewide Outreach Services, which is us right here. And that brings us to the map.
Can you click on Provo, because I checked it before and it had one name on there before, a bunch of different names, like, okay.
That's you.
So last time I checked it, was it fixed before?
It was probably broken.
Oh, okay.
It's a
It
constant
had
thing I have to keep
One
up.
name, like in a lot of places, it wasn't,
Okay.
okay, sorry.
We tried to fix it. There was a couple things I had to change because we had somebody retire last year. So let's go there and see if I can do that. You went to, oh, yep, and there's Heidi. So let's go one more. Let's go to Rich. Who's in Rich? Tintic. Do we have anybody in Tintic?
Tintic, where is that?
Oh, come on, it's right over there. It's actually nowhere. You would never go there.
Okay, I'm right.
Sarah goes there. Okay, so this is a cool resource. You can send people to it. If we send people to it, to the map a lot, to say, hey, where are you? This you can share this website here with people, with districts. If you have a kid moving and you want the parent to know, hey, if you're moving, you don't know where you're moving to yet, this is the state map. When you get to that area, click the button. If you're working and you know your kid is moving to that other area and you don't know who the teacher is, we don't want you to have to call directors. We want you to be able to talk to each other. So you can be like, I have some kid that's moving to Tooele. I need to know who works there. And, oh, it's Leah, and there's her contact. Okay, so it's a resource for you. It's also a place we send parents if they're lost. Okay. One other cool thing we have on the website I wanted to show you. Again, go to usdb.org. Again, if you go to programs and you click on programs, I can say. Let's go to deaf. And then on the right-hand side, underneath statewide services right here, there's USD Online. And the reason we have it kind of smaller is because it's an official program, but it's not an official program, so whatever, right? We have all these online courses that people can take. We teach in ASL, LSL, it's kind of whatever the child needs, but they have to have a hearing loss to take them. Right now we have 5 kids around the state that aren't part of USDB that are part of this program. We have a kid in Uinta, 2 in Iron County, a couple in the middle of the state, and a couple up north. But they take these classes. We give them a credit, and it's totally available for those kids. And
Are they asynchronous or synchronous?
they're both. They're both. Yeah. So we if you go in here, I'll show you. You have to have these things. You have to be a resident of Utah, have a hearing loss, and have regular, reliable access to a computer. And then if you're a USDB campus student, they just go to the regular registration. And then if you're a non-USDB student, you have these 2 options, and it's through SEATS. So the State Online Education Program, which is SOEP, not SEATS, but that's the program we use. So if we go into final steps, I just want to show you this. So this, if you register, if you're interested, if you have a student that needs like a teacher of the deaf for their math class or their English class or an ASL class online, they can do this. You just register. This is the registration for the state, and then the final step is our registration. And I want to show you this because this is where we delineate what their communication needs are, or their so this is the student mode of communication. We ask which one they need, and then what is the frequency or the assistant level that they need. So is it like, can they do this asynchronously? Do they need more synchronous? That means like more check-ins, more one-on-one. And then we kind of go from there. So you have to give us some information. Obviously we need reading levels, a math score if you have one. And then we just go with it. So
Adam, we have like a unicorn in our district that is really, his background was really rough, and he's the Medell kid that the tech never really works as well as it should be. And so he's signing, has an interpreter, but parents want spoken to be the final destination. And so we're like figuring that out and navigating it, but like that, those check boxes don't really fit him. Does that make sense? Because he's like, but not either.
yeah.
So is there like a way to add another box that you could type in additional information, or is that just at the bottom, we just type
At the
it
bottom
in?
of the comments where you would tell us more about them. We have 2 times when you can sign in. One is at the beginning of the year. We call them sessions rather than semesters, but it just allows us to kind of, in online terms, it allows us to move the time longer for them to finish, or shorter. If they finish early, we can move on. We're not stuck to the quarter system.
So they're enrolled through your school then?
Yeah, so they would get a transcript from USDB, your USD Online, that would count for that credit. But it's like if you were in a district and you wanted your kid to take a financial lit class and you just put them on an online class, they would get a transcript from whatever company you sent them to, and that could be used for their
So this can be in addition to where they're at, so.
Yeah, so we don't give them a diploma. They stay with your district. We just provide that one class to them. And there was a question like, does this cost anything? If they sign up through SEATS, which is why we did this with SEATS, if they sign up through SEATS, the state will take like a teeny portion of the money that goes to that weighted pupils unit. It's like just a little bit for that one class, and that comes to us. It's like $300 annually. It's not even money. It's a joke. And the only reason we got into SEATS is so that we could qualify our online program. we're really just looking at possibly opening up our online program and having an online school because we're a school already. So it's kind of,
I had Christina Buck asking who was over Richfield, and I thought it was Sarah. But when I go into Severe, it still shows Kelsey.
oh, Kelsey's still there.
She's
Wow,
still there.
that's-
Yeah, she's all over the place. She's in
She's
four.
all over the place.
So, but I just emailed you about that, Adam. So
Oh,
you'll.
Thank you, Berlin. Sorry.
Who should I tell Christina Buck is over that?
Alexis has a paper going around for us all signed so that we can get our hours saying you were here, so it's coming around.
Oh, so if you look at the form, the notes and the questions, that sheet that we shared out, I added a bunch of things from yesterday that were on there. Let's go one time to the map. Sorry, my head's going through the point. Okay, so we're looking at Emory.
No, Severe.
Oh,
Well,
Severe.
She was over like 3 or 4 though.
Well,
Yeah, so we'll have to change all
the
these.
question was asked for Richfield, but yeah.
Oh, Sarah's there. So Sarah's in.
So Sarah over Severe too.
Sarah's in Emory. Okay, Sarah or Valin, who do we have over Severe? I think we have Sarah over Severe. Kelsey. We'll have to move Kelsey. Kelsey's working at Junction, in Junction, that's Paiute County. Oh yeah, she's still there, so that should be Lynn, I think. I'll get those changed. Thanks for letting me know.
Adam, I emailed you all of the counties that I'm over, and you can just change them to me.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read those off because we have somebody asking right now. Which one does she want to know?
Richfield. Christina Buck wants to know who's over Richfield.
I thought Sarah took the ones that I didn't when we had that discussion. So
Yeah.
I don't know who Richfield is.
It's Sarah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I want to show you the questions page. This is the questions page. So again, the red are the ones that you can ask the Cochlear reps, and we have one right here in the back. She's going to present to us here soon. Then we have reading with Michelle today as well. She's in yellow. Mapping audiologist was yesterday, and then Heather Gorley will be with us too. Those are some questions that you asked that kind of relate to what the person is presenting on. So if you want to ask those questions. We did have some information about the transgender topic that we brought up yesterday. Somebody sent me some information that I just thought we'd share, just so I'm not saying do one thing or the other, but just so you're aware. Social transition of transgender identified child is known to be a very powerful psychosocial therapeutic tool that experts agree should only be undertaken under the guidance of a medical professional. School employees are not qualified to unilaterally facilitate the social transition of a student, i.e. using alternate names and pronouns, especially without consent from the parent. School districts, superintendents, and teachers are being sued by parents whose children were socially transitioned at school without their consent. So before using a student request alternate name or pronoun, educators should make sure to have written notice of consent from the parent. And that's in direct, not direct, I just lost my thought. It's not that. Okay, Heather shared out something about the psychologist and what the psychologists are supposed to do. And that says that you should do that. Let them be who, let them call them what they want you to call them. And then this is saying just be cautious about that because there are people like school districts are getting sued by parents because they're saying, no, that you can't do that at school. You can't unilaterally just agree to do that. So it is a heated topic and I don't want to dive into it. I don't think we're people to dive into that, but there is the concern that, again, was brought up yesterday, if we don't get their trust, we don't, if the child isn't ready to work with us, then what are we doing with them? So in all caution, show love, be understanding regardless of your ideology or whatever you think or believe. These are human beings and they need love and they need support. So there we go. Then we'll leave it at that, and you can feel free to move as you go forward, as you.
That's from our state superintendent. Who is that from?
That was from somebody that was in our meeting yesterday.
Okay.
So it's just.
And that's coming from the state level.
What I shared to you was the training that the state provided us on suicide prevention. They had a portion in there about transgender students. So.
Last year, they told us in our district too that you have to refer to them with what their parents want you to in the IEP paperwork as well.
Yeah, and
So that was a really touchy subject in our district of like, well, you shouldn't, you should do what they want. And so it's like, as long as they're under the consent of their parents.
Yeah, it's okay. And we're the same at Utah Schools for the Deaf. So last year we had a student that wanted to graduate with their preferred name, but it wasn't on their birth certificate and the parents didn't agree to it. So we didn't. And we're bound by law as well. So just be aware of those things and know these, like, even though it's not like we can see, well, you know, this is a phase or this isn't a phase, this is really happening to this child, regardless of what it is or what you think it is or they're rebelling or whatever, it's real to them. Like these children, they feel it. It's real to them at that moment. And if we don't get past that, how are we going to help them, teach them? So something to think about. Anyway, I'm not here to have a gripe session about that.
It is a very hot topic though. That's
It
why
is.
the psych department has talked about it for years.
Well,
There have been people that are supposed to come out and train, and then that gets canceled because it's beyond a hot
well,
topic.
I think it's also just, it's a hot button even more because of where we live.
Yeah.
And the cultural expectations of our state make it worse.
Yeah.
And so it's a cultural thing here, even more than somebody's liberal agenda. So that's where it's hard. And for some of us, it's way more personal.
Right. So proceed with caution and love. That's what I have to say.
And how they say to treat it.
For Midas, we need everybody to sign up in Midas if you can. We've added those links here. There's this conference link is right here. It's got the number underneath it, and then just the general Midas website link is there.
Is everybody signed the paper from Alexis by chance? I think otherwise everybody has. All right, Alexis will love you to hand it to her.
Amber shared the filmmaking media education. It was called Shift, but now no longer. It's been changed, right?
Once I get back to the Midas thing, so if we go in there and we've signed up and put you in the cart and, well, not you, but the class in the cart, then, and it says we're registered, that's
it.
That's
Yeah.
it,
And
okay.
then when I go in to approve that, then it will award you, I think it's like 16
Yeah.
hours. Yeah, so it's pretty good. If you don't get in, that doesn't happen, please email Alexis and we'll get you a certificate. So everybody will get hours, but we're just trying to move to the paperless option.
I love that.
Yesterday we had a discussion about digital activities, things to do with students online, and Amy shared this. Amy Morris shared these free digital activities, and there's a link for that as well. And we'll just keep adding to this as we go. Currently on that computer, we've cut up all of the presentations from yesterday, and we'll do a little more shining of those, and then we'll post them on YouTube, and then we'll relink them here so that when you go to the agenda, you'll see a white or a blue link, and you can just click on it, and it'll bring up the actual presentation of that. But to get to the resources, you'll have to go you'll have to go back into the shared folder. And I hope everybody can get to this. Yes. If you can't, hit me on the back of the head and I'll put you in there. Okay. With that, thank you for coming today. We're so excited to have you again the second time. If you get bored of us, there are places you can take naps in the back, turn off the lights. It's really good. Actually, today we have the long-awaited cochlear presentation.
You know what though, yesterday really was good, and I think a lot of us felt like we were able to learn a lot, and a lot of us had understandably some of the same things, so it made you realize you weren't alone in frustrations with certain things.
Yeah.
And I think we appreciate that you've brought in, the people from where they are and explaining, and then having accordingly explain more even about the mapping to make it more sense and show us what the mapping looked like on the different.
I thought that was really helpful,
It was
wasn't it?
super
You guys-
interesting, because when we send a kid to go get remapped, what does that mean and what does it look like? And electrodes not being used and those in use, and how many versus not how many, and so I feel like that was really helpful, even those of us who may have spoken up really strongly for or against certain things.
Terry, thank you for saying that. You guys, I hope you realize that I want you to be very candid. I hope that you feel comfortable being candid, appropriately candid. But we also need to be nice to the presenter, so be nice.
We're excited for you.
I'm feeling some pressure.